here on a hot Tuesday night. Let's christen this. With the beer of all beers. Aren't you gonna ask what I'm drinking?
Beer. I already know.
What kind
of? Why would I ask what you're drinking? You just told me, dummy, silly, you silly goose, you goose, you're a goose. Are you gonna ask me what I'm drinking?
No. Welcome to the Two Fine Like a Brothers podcast. This is your host, Josh E.K., drinking a nice, refreshing Bud Light Lime. John Oliver, tell me what to think. Anyway.
Does John Oliver not like Bud Light Lime?
There was the reason I always associated Bud Light Lime with being bad, because there was a whole John Oliver bit about Bud Light Lime being the worst thing ever, and that everyone knows it's the worst thing ever, so I never tried it. But then one day I decided to try it, and I realized it's great, and John Oliver's a fucking hack.
You realized everything else John Oliver says is bullshit.
It's not like I didn't realize a couple of years ago that John Oliver is a hack. No, I realize now that he says Bud Light Lime's a hack. That Bud Light Lime is bad. Now I realize.
But you held on to the Bud Light thing like subconsciously, and then you're like, wait, that was a John Oliver thing.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. The reason everyone hates it is because of this shitty, terrible news show host that's not even a journalist. He's a comedian that reads things other people write that are all terrible.
And then you tried it and it was good.
Yeah.
You know what is shit?
What? Corona. No.
It's bad.
Don't just say it's bad.
It's bad.
I think we've had this conversation, and I'm going to say it again, you're doing Corona incorrectly.
Corona is actually awful, and you're right.
Corona?
You're right. I don't have it with lime, but it's just gross. I don't like
Corona has to be iced cold, and it has to have a lime slice squeezed and then wedged into the bottle so it simmers in the beer.
You might as well be drinking water at that point. You need it to be so cold that you cannot taste it, and also masked with a strong citrus flavor in your mouth.
Bud Light.
It is that bad. It is that bad that you need both of them, or else it is undrinkable.
Listen, buddy.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, John Oliver. John Oliver, tell me I'm wrong.
What's the video where the guy's like, "Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong."
I have no idea. I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right? No.
Jake and Amir. Tell me I'm wrong.
No,
tell me I'm wrong. You are wrong.
No, it's a really shittily filmed video. It might even be vertical camera, and it's this guy like you're gonna tell me I'm wrong.
I have no idea.
You showed it to me.
Is it like a fight video?
It's like two guys. They're not fighting. It's like the aftermath of a screening match, and he's walking out of the room. He's like, "You're gonna tell me I'm wrong? You're gonna tell me I'm fucking wrong? Grow up, bro."
Is it a Vine? I think it's a Vine. I
don't know.
Oh man, we're getting the bottom of this.
Is it in your favorites? I think it is, right?
Is it?
It's something you showed me.
I know. I think I'm pretty sure.
I'm going into your favorites. I'm going in. Let's see.
It's a fucking. Yeah. I know what the video is. It's like the argument about something really dumb. Oh, yeah, what is it? They're arguing about a musical.
Did you not favorite it? The Wicked Witch of the East, bro. Here it is.
Yeah, Wicked Witch of the East, bro. You're gonna tell me I'm. Yeah, it was about a musical.
This is me talking about we're gonna if you go look up this video, the Wicked Witch of the East show. This is me talking about Corona.
Yeah.
You want to hear something in all seriousness now? This was every day in my DC apartment, like when people would argue about politics.
But if you're saying this about politics, then you're an asshole. If you're saying this about the Wicked Witch of the East, then you're hilarious. Like,
You're gonna tell me I'm wrong.
tell me I'm wrong. See, this I forgot what this video was called, but it's also had such a big impact on like my psyche. Like the Wicked Witch of the East, bro. And what is she? She's a witch. Tell me I'm wrong.
What was the joke? Like, what was he saying? Like, what was
he's-
the whole thing? We're gonna analyze this right here on the pod. This is the Wicked Witch of the East, bro, analysis podcast. We're gonna analyze. What is his point? Her sister was a witch. What was her sister? A princess? What? What? That's not true. What is that? What does he mean?
I think he's trying to say that the Wicked that
He's
they're
trying to
both
say that the
witches
Wick-
and they're both princesses.
He's trying to say that the Wicked Witch of the East is Glinda, isn't he? Is that what he's trying to say? Which isn't true. They're two different characters. He's wrong. I'm gonna tell him that he's wrong.
you're gonna look at me. You're gonna tell me that I'm wrong. You're gonna look at
He's
me
like-
and
and then he's
you're
like-
all right.
he's
You're
like-
gonna look at me. You're gonna tell me that I'm wrong about Corona.
And then he's gonna grow up, bro. Grow up. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you that you're wrong about Corona because you're not doing it right. It's like Digi with cons. Why he doesn't like cons? Because he's doing them wrong. I should go on fucking Digi versus everyone and argue about him with cons.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Yeah. I should do that. I just don't know. I don't remember when he records.
Except it'll be the most mild argument ever because I don't think
Because-
you're like gonna yell at Digi.
Yeah, I'm not gonna yell at Digi, and 90% of the people on there are so stupid.
You'd be like, yeah, you know, I got like a different opinion on cons. Like you seem to really not like them because you take them really seriously. Me and my friends, we go to them, we enjoy them.
That's literally what I'd say.
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, okay, I can't. There's not really an argument here. And then he'd be like,
next person.
Okay.
I think you should do that. That would be an interesting topic.
I just gotta
not
like
as
he
dumb.
says it 5 times an episode every time, but I don't write it down, so I don't remember when he records or when he goes live. But
Just like follow his Twitch and you get
Yeah. Oh, what is his Twitch?
it's like Digiverse everyone, I think.
Digironi MLP.
Yeah, Digibrony MLP at youtube.com.
He probably has it in his like channel description or something.
It's in the description of Digiverse everyone.
Oh yeah.
The Wicked Witch of the East, bro.
You're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Yeah, this is the worst. This is off to a great start. We're just talking about like our own shit and looking up. You're still
What do you
laughing about the
think? What do you think of Fine Looking Brothers podcast? If you tuned
It's just
into the
us
Fine
talking about
Looking Brothers,
bullshit shit.
I
YouTube
want to
gaming
debate
by
about,
gamers for gamers. What the? Get out of here! No.
I want to debate about the Corona for a bit more.
Okay.
All
What
right.
do you have to say?
Because you say that it's good, but you're also making it so you can't taste it at all.
Okay.
I want to like
You are right in the sense that the raw product that is given to you.
you may
Is
as
it-
well be drinking water that is chilled with a lime, and you would
Okay.
get exactly the same thing.
No. Here's how I'm gonna describe Corona. I think this is a good way of describing it. Corona is an ingredient, not a separate entity.
Corona.
As
do you
it-
know?
as it's
Do you know
advertised.
why Corona tastes the way it does?
Tell me why.
It is because it is shipped in clear bottles, and I'm so uneducated on this topic, so I hope no one ever watches this. because I'm gonna get like the terms wrong.
Are you just making it up?
No, I'm not. I just don't know the exact terms. But it like it being in a clear bottle makes it so that light penetrates the bottle, which is why all like beers are in a brown
Yeah, they're
or
in really
green
dark
bottle.
bottles. Yeah,
Because it's in a clear bottle, the light like sunlight is able to penetrate it, and it skunks it, I think is what it's called. Something like that. Something with the word skunk in it. It makes it like ruins the beer essentially, which is what makes it like clear and yellow. And
so
that's
why
why
do they
Corona's like that.
Okay, why do they make it in clear bottles then?
Because that's
is
how
it cheaper?
Corona is made. That's what.
Okay,
That's just.
But I'm gonna go back to my point because I didn't get to finish it. Corona to me is an ingredient in the overall creation of a beverage. You have to, in my opinion, you have to take the Corona. Then you have to make sure it is as cold as possible without freezing.
So
then
you
can put the lime
taste it
in.
at
and
all.
then you gotta make sure you get a good amount of lime juice. You can't just like squeeze a little lime. You gotta take the lime slice and squeeze it a little bit, then push it in so it simmers in the beer.
So you cannot taste it. So you've covered the entire taste of the beer with lime, with citrus, so you can no longer taste it. Every sip of beer that you're getting is coming through the lime. You're no longer drinking beer. What?
When you were making top ramen, you put in.
This is not top ramen. This is beer. But you're supposed to be drinking beer.
This is a more heated argument than I'll ever get in with Digi.
Huh?
I love how this is such a heated argument. It's over a beer, but
because you're wrong, and I know you're wrong.
You're gonna tell me that I'm wrong.
You're gonna tell me that I'm wrong.
Okay, when you're making top ramen, you put in you boil the water, you put in the noodles, you let the noodles soften in the boiled water, and then you put in the powder. The ramen isn't going to taste like anything. It's just going to taste terrible without the powder, right? To me, the lime and the temperature are equivalent to their counterparts in the top ramen. Like, the lime is the powder of the Corona that is the ramen.
In that analogy, the beer is not the final product. The beer is the noodles.
That's what I'm gonna say. Yes, that's what I'd say. I'd say the beer is the noodles.
And Corona,
in Corona's sake, the beer is the noodles. The temperature is like the boiling of the ramen noodles, and then the powder is like the lime. That's my analogy. I know you're not going to agree with me, but that's it. That's my final point. Done.
I think it's dumb and bad and it's gross.
Okay. So don't drink Corona.
I don't.
That's it. It's over.
I don't.
Drink another beer.
I do.
But you should give Bud Light Lime a shot. It's actually really good.
Sure.
Lime and beer is great together. I like.
I agree, but I don't think Corona. I think Corona's gross. All right. What?
You know what isn't? You know.
Yeah.
You know what is?
What?
What do you have to say for yourself?
Go on.
Hey Zach, what do you think?
I think King of the Hill is a show that airs at 10:30 and 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Central Standard Time, on Adult Swim, Monday through Friday.
Thinking of shit. This actually brings into one of the things on my list somehow. Speaking of shitty adult cartoons that air on Adult Swim.
What? Are you saying King of the Hill is shitty?
No.
Okay.
yeah, okay. I have never really got into King of the Hill, so it could be right. I don't know.
It's very
That's not
good.
The point. I finished watching a show yesterday called Pup Team Epic. And I was going to do a whole blog post on this point, and then I'm just like, I can just summarize it in like a couple of sentences in a podcast, so why would I write a whole thing about it? Pup Team Epic is interesting in that I can tell it's great, and there's a lot of things I do appreciate, but I feel like most of it is lost in translation to me.
Okay.
Because, like, a lot of the jokes to me, you could tell something hilarious is going on, but you don't get it. because I'm watching this sub. The dub didn't even start till like yesterday or something, like this past weekend or something like that. That's when the dub first started. So like I watched the whole thing subbed, and it's one of those instances where a lot of the jokes just like fly over. Like a lot of jokes again are hilarious, but like a lot of the bits just like fly over my head, and I don't understand what the fuck they're talking about. And it's clearly because I'm not Japanese, if that makes sense. Like I can tell, I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh, this would probably make perfect sense and be hilarious if I was a Japanese individual living in Japan. And it's just like the ones I did get were hilarious, but like anything that involved like live action to me was always hilarious. Like any part of the show that was inherently hilarious. Like I remember early on, this was months ago that I watched this episode, so excuse me if I get it wrong. It's like, I think it was the voice actors like in the studio recording the episode, and then they start flipping out because the script is so bad, and they say they're going to quit the project if they don't get a better script. And they're like flipping out. This is like all live action in the studio. Like oh, it's like a security camera from the studio, right? And it's showing them flipping out, like saying, if you don't give us a better script, we're gonna quit the show. And like I guess the directors are like begging them, please stay on. And then they like storm out all pissed off. And then everyone leaves, and then it's just like the silent room for a couple minutes, and then it slowly zooms in, and you see that the two Pop Team Academy characters were lying under like a table in the room, and you didn't even notice it the whole time. They were just there lying there the whole time, and it just slowly zooms on. Now, me describing it isn't that funny, but it was hilarious watching it. But you could see the potential hilariousness out of that. But anyway, great bit was in the finale. It's just the entire finale for the most part has been animated up to this point, and then all of a sudden you see this live action like man rollerblade into the shot, like terribly green screened into the episode. like the episode doesn't move with him. He just kind of rollerblades, getting bigger into the shot.
What?
And he like, I don't know who this man
was. That was the last shot of the show.
No, he was dressed very flamboyantly, and he, like and it just like I think he like he does something to like save one of the girls, and then it goes into the credits, and it's just him. Like the final credits of the show are just him doing like a dance karaoke kind of thing, and none of the characters are there from the show. It's just him. Which was hilarious, but other than but that's not the point. I'm just talking about things that were funny.
Okay.
My point is that I don't understand half the show, so I don't know if it's good or not. I feel like everyone gets it but me, but I'm suspicious that everyone is pretending to get it because everyone else is pretending to get it.
I think that's pretty likely.
Yeah, because yeah, it's one of those things that all like the mainstream like anime people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, all of them are like, oh, Pop Team Epic.
Oh yeah, Pop Team Epic. Yeah, I like Pop Team Epic. I want to watch Pop Team Epic.
Great bit that they do is all of the next times are for a different show.
Same show?
It's next times for like this. It's like next times. All the next times on are for like this shitty like shoujo show, like shoujo anime, like generic like I think it's like a generic like. It's like a school idol harem anime, and it's like all of the next times are for that show, which I think is pretty clever. But other than that, yeah,
that sounds great.
Yeah, you would probably enjoy it. I think you should watch it.
After I'm done with Ava, which I'm still
I mean, each of the
working
episodes. They're 20 minutes, but you only have to watch 10 minutes because the second half is just the entire episode repeated but men's voices instead of the girls' voices.
How did they get away with this?
I don't know.
Like,
because they treat it like a bit. It is a bit.
I wonder if they like actually started doing the rest of the episodes and you just missed it.
No. No.
You're considering it.
It's like in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood when I didn't realize there was post-credit scenes in a lot of the episodes.
Yeah.
not every episode, and I went back and I'm like, oh shit! Like they did all these like clever like subtle foreshadowings in post credit scenes that I just missed. But no, I think they do this the second episode is like the same thing over again. So yeah. What else do I got on this? I have like a list of topics here. I've been building up to my my New York Heat rant.
Sure, go for it.
That's like the big mono. It's you're gonna be as good because I've been chronicling this through our like kick conversations and tweets over the past couple of days. So it's nowhere near gonna be as good as living in the moment, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. Long story short, which actually it's short story long, is when that's my new term. Short story long is when I say the final point and then tell the entire story building up to it. Are we adapting that terminology? A motion to adapt that terminology.
Sure. Motion approved. Ow.
Okay, so short story long.
Short story long.
New York,
1987.
as a state.
It's a cold
as a
detective
state-
office. It's a cold winter evening. Joshua Adam is a private eye in Manhattan. 42nd
What is this bit?
Street. Slow pan in to his door through the glass. He's sitting there, pen in hand, fist on desk, slammed down. Damn it! I lost the
Damn
suspect.
it. I lost this.
All right, go.
Okay.
Your turn.
New York does not, as a state, does not know how to handle heat because they are in denial that it is not winter. They have such long winters that are terribly cold that last from like end of November to end of March.
New Yorkers are
winter-
dying of heat stroke in the street.
Like literally, like it's just a nightmare because no one can come to like accept that it is not a 20-degree winter, but it is a 95-degree heat wave. Just no one can come and accept that conclusion. No one can face the reality that it is so hot that that I feel like I'm going to pass out sitting in an office. That's actually not the fault of that specific case is not the fault. We were having construction in which we can't have any window air conditions. So we have to take it out, but the replacement air conditioner exhaust doesn't work. And there's no other one, so we have to order them. But this help me out here. I'm not conveying the point well at all.
Like there are people dying in the street of heat stroke, and New York has not turned on the air conditioning. This is the one time you have installed your air conditioning units. This is the one time you should use them.
Mm-hmm. It's
your grandparents were like in pain from the heat and did not use the air conditioning. And
yeah, I mean, I can't really talk about that right now based on where I am, but but yeah, like essentially, yes, that is correct. It's just like you like in Florida, because they were born in the heat, Batman. It's true though, like they're so like that's such
everyone in Florida
that
has good air conditioning and runs
yes.
it every day of the year.
They know how to handle it. New York has no idea what they're doing. It's like you think when you go inside you're supposed to get like the relief. You go inside to get the relief. You don't. It's nowhere near a guarantee in New York. Like most places do not have AC. Like, which you don't really think about in winter. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. In winter, you go inside to get warm, and if it doesn't have AC, it's warmer. Like, but now that it's 95 degrees outside, You tend to notice when you go inside a building and they don't have an air condition turned on. Like, pretty much all Walgreens that I've been in, all Walgreens and CVS's that I've been in the past couple weeks don't no AC. Book Off, no AC.
Book Off, yeah, Book Off does not have AC. Book Off gets hot even during the winter.
Yeah.
I would not
Let me think.
go try and...
My office, not because of stubbornness, but because of an issue. No AC. Just most places don't have AC or don't turn it on, and yeah, it's kind of like it's like I feel like saying like to like all these like places like, okay, like I understand, like maybe like it might be a money thing, it might be like that, but no, like people will die. like this is like
Yeah,
I'm right?
I'm glad that
people,
I am not there.
Yeah, like it's just like imagine being in Florida heat. That's what it is right now. We're in Florida heat and having like no escape, no guaranteed escape. Like you can't just go inside and be like, oh, finally relief. Like no, I finally make it to the coffee shop, and the coffee shop could not have AC.
The coffee shop is hotter than it is outside.
Yeah, like imagine, like that's like thing. It's like a 50-50. Every train, every subway, every store. It's like you're walking, like you're crossing. Please have AC, please have AC, and it's either the waft of heat or the waft of cool that you get. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh please, and then you feel the waft of heat. You're like, no.
Imagine walking from somewhere that's 95 degrees outside, somewhere that is hotter inside.
That is almost every day here. Every time I walk into somewhere here. I think the worst thing is, to get a little personal, taking a shit in this heat is the absolute most miserable experience ever. You feel like you're dying.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
At least your home is not incredibly hot now.
Yeah, now.
That's the one
now
solace. It has been... I lived through, 90-degree room for a very long time, and that was awful. I can't imagine.
How do you sleep in that? You can't, right?
I would, and then I got bed bugs. on top of no AC.
I have a bunch of mosquito bites on top of it, which is terrible.
That was awful. I really didn't sleep. I would sleep on the couch or in the library.
I'm sorry. I think we're gonna have to cut this podcast short.
Why?
I got a Twitch notification. Meg Turney is playing a Player Unknown's Battle Team Free Slay Hunt for chicken dinner.
Wow. Yeah, you might have to cut this. We might have to cut this short. I gotta, go watch Meg Turney play PUBG. Big fan of.
Hey! You know what?
What? Are you?
Where are we dropping?
Are you a big fan of PUBG?
PUBG? I want to go to the PUBG. Did you see that video of the PUBG mobile meetup?
No.
That I think Garrett uploaded it.
What was it?
It's them they're at like a cliff near the ocean, and the wind's howling and everything. And Garrett's like, what the fuck? I can't connect here. I have no service. I thought this was the PUBG mobile meetup, and Kevin's like, I'm in. Look, I'm in. What are you talking about? And they're me describing it is not funny at all. You just picture them on wind, in the camera. Them on a side of a cliff by the ocean.
That sounds funny.
Yeah.
How'd they get to a cliff?
I mean, you don't have to climb up most cliffs. It's just the edge.
How do you wait? You don't have to climb up most cliffs? Have I been doing it wrong?
No, I'm talking about when it comes to the ocean, you could be driving on a road and there's how do I describe it? It's not sometimes the ocean is lower than the regular.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I probably could just watch the video. But that would be way too
I could be
easy.
wrong about it too. I could not remember it right because it was a couple months ago at this point, but
Oh yeah, back when PUBG Mobile was like a thing. Back when PUBG was a thing. You remember when PUBG was a thing?
I still constantly confuse PUBG and Fortnite.
How?
So like when I interchange in my head one or the other. So like I'm like, oh yeah, PUBG. Of course, PUBG's the thing. Like it's whatever. And I'm like, no, wait, that's Fortnite. Zach isn't the face of PUBG. He's the face of Fortnite.
I've never played PUBG.
What do you mean? How are you the face of Fortnite if you've never played Fortnite?
I've never played PUBG. I've never played Fortnite either.
Where are we dropping?
Where are we dropping, Josh? Josh.
Where are we dropping? Continuing my rant about New York. People are the absolute worst.
Okay. Okay.
Did I ever tell? Just there's just
The like
no
bathroom thing.
No, there are. We live in a society.
We do live in a society.
This is not the Joker. We live in a society usage. This is the George Costanza. We live in a society usage. Like when he screams, "We live in a society," because in New York, I guess there's common rules that govern like life in public, like regular just living life in a public society. The regular like common decency rules just don't exist anymore in New York City.
Yeah.
Goes into like okay. When I get off the train every day, I go to Starbucks. About half the time, by the time I get off the train, let's be real, I'm just gonna say it, if everyone does it, I kind of have to take a shit. So
every day?
What I do is I go into, I said like about half the time.
But like
half the days. Because that's just the timing of my body. I don't know. So I'll go into the bathroom. It's a private one-person bathroom. I lock it, so it says occupied on the door. The door displays the words occupied on a red thing. It says occupied and you are unable to open it.
Yes.
So I say just a minute or 1 minute, I'll be out in a minute, something along those lines. I say it audibly. I say it loud. I mean, obviously, there's no guarantee that they can hear me, because I can't be in their heads, but I say it louder than a normal speaking voice. Not screaming, but louder than a normal speaking voice, so they could hear it through the door, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Wiggling at the door. 1 minute, I'll be out in a minute.
They're literally wiggling at the door.
Because you have to enter a code to get in. I don't understand. When I walk up to a door, I don't even knock if the red thing says occupied. I don't even knock. I wait because it says on the door occupied. Now, okay, like at first I was like, okay, am I just not locking it right to where it says occupied? But no, they can't get in, which means it's locked right. Oh my god, the worst.
What are they gonna do if they get? What are they gonna do if it works? Are they just gonna join you in there?
Yeah, like what do they think is happening if it is locked and they are unable to open it? Do they not realize that someone is in there? I think it's just a twisted way of trying to get the person to get out faster. That has to be what it is, right? If you keep on knocking, keep on trying to open it, it pressures the person to get out faster. In the beginning, it kind of worked on me, but now, no. I take my sweet time. I purposely take longer if they do it. Yeah. But yes. So the worst, I'd say when there was a moment, you know about this moment.
Yeah.
Where I officially just lost faith in the New York populace. Like, not all of society.
I don't know why you'd ever have it, but sure.
Yeah, the New York populace is a bunch of degenerate swine, as Hunter S. Thompson would say. Penn Station already
big mistake.
Have a couple of strikes. already have a couple strikes. This wasn't a shit. I was just waiting on line to pee. Because there's never not a line there, just because of how many people are there. Not bad. It goes very quickly. You're in there and in and out like within a minute, even if you have to wait on line. I'm waiting on the line. Never even, like, I don't need the stalls. Not for me. I'm waiting for the urinals, right? Mm-hmm. Someone pushes past every single person online, screaming, "All right, Papa needs to take a shit," and starts smashing on every stall.
Didn't he have a stick?
He had a stick, like a staff, and he was smashing it. He looked like a shitty, greasy, like D&D dungeon master. And he comes in and he's like, "All right, Papa needs to take a shit," and starts smashing with his staff on all of the stalls until this elderly Japanese man, could have been Chinese, could have been anything. I call him a Japanese man because, you know, this elderly Japanese man comes like shuffling out with his little like walker and everything. And he's like, and the guy was like, "Yeah, that's right," to this elderly Japanese man. And he pushes him aside, physically pushes the man aside, and like he didn't have to. He could have just walked by. But
I think when you're smashing like stalls with the staff, you're far past the point of common decency. You're well into the point of like mental illness.
This man almost falls over. This old elderly man, and he takes the stall. And yeah, that was it. That was it for me. I'm like,
yeah.
I officially hate everyone.
There are crazy people in New York.
Everyone.
Big surprise.
I mean, okay. The only given this benefit of the doubt is, okay, this person was clearly mentally ill. Like, no sane human being would do it unless they were like. I mean, he didn't seem drunk, and he didn't seem like he was on drugs. But like I could see Hunter S. Thompson doing this like in the middle, like, you know what I mean, in the middle of the night. I could see that, but like I can't see a person that is sober and sane doing this. So I'm gonna have to credit him as someone that is severely mentally ill.
Yes, there are a lot of people in New York who are like that.
But no, but like the story I told before, like that Starbucks actor, those aren't mentally ill people.
No, those are just assholes.
Those are normal people. Yeah, those are just assholes. But in that same Starbucks comes really, really nice people that I hate anyway.
Because you're the same.
Because they all know my name. They're like, "Hey Josh, how's it going?" And I don't have to order. They just put it in.
You're like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. No, like, okay, Josh.
Okay.
But yeah, so, like every day, like I'll get a "Hey Josh, how's it going?" Even before I'm up. You know, that's the worst when you're not even up yet to the counter, and they're like, "Oh, hey, Josh." And I'm like, "Oh, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me." And then, yeah, like I used to strive to be a regular. I used to want to be a regular. New York has like ruined that for me. It's gotten to the point where I am a running joke at the subway near my office.
What do you mean?
To where when I come in, it's like these like group. It's like I can't tell if they're related or not. It's like these group of like joking, like they're, you know what? Are they fine looking brothers or are they too far in the path? Like these like Italian like Greek men. That's the way I'm saying it sounds pretty racist, but I don't mean any racial. That's just my observation.
You can't tell if they're Italian or Greek.
No, I can't. It's like it's like a Southern European family, and they're like, oh. They don't know my name, but and then. One guy every time he's like back again, like doing the frowning like no head shake. Like, and I'm a customer here. I'm giving you money. Like, don't
leave me alone, please. I just want a sandwich, okay? I just want a $5.
So every time I've started doing it where I purposely come in with headphones now. When I go into the subway and only take them out when I'm ordering, so I don't have to hear they're like berating when I walk in. But I still go there almost every day.
Oh my god! you don't do Meal Pal?
What's Meal? I should.
Yeah, it's great. It's great because it keeps you from going to the same place every single day, which I was doing too much.
It's like, I mean, you can eat Subway for lunch every day. You can like, you won't get sick of it because you just get a different sandwich and you rotate through the couple things you can have. You can get salads, you can get wraps.
But for the same price, you could like you could get like a sushi bowl or like like
yeah,
really
you're
cool
right.
stuff. I don't know.
But no, I just go to Subway.
You should do Meal Pal. Yeah.
Yeah, I should. But yeah, so New York has had so many benefits, but at the same time, it is a wasteland of degenerates. That's my review. That's my analysis of New York. It is a absolute wasteland of degenerate swine. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Now imagine all these trials, all these adventures with no AC, 95.
I would just be like
95
angry.
degrees. Hey,
What?
hey! The Subway had AC.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Meal Pal is a good thing. Ow. You.
Or I could just bring lunch, but
Meal Pal's like
I never tell people-
$6 a day. You can get like a bunch. You can get like anything. It's definitely worth the money for like trying
Yeah.
so much different
Yeah.
food.
yeah. The only issue, like the reason I don't bring lunch is because you lose your excuse to leave you work for 40 minutes. Like, the people that don't take lunch, they're just there all day continuously, no break.
People who would take lunch.
The people who bring lunch from home.
People who bring lunch when I worked would take their lunch and like go walk somewhere and eat it.
No. Everyone in my office that brings their lunch, they eat it at their desk while working.
Oh
And
no!
I'm like, well, I can't, like, you know what I mean? Like, it would be cheaper for me to eat lunch. It would probably be just as good if I brought lunch, but I can't because then I don't get to leave.
Yeah, you should do Meal Pal. Meal Pal's great.
Yeah.
Actually,
yeah.
a
And it's like
lesson.
I could leave. I could get up and leave, and no one would say anything. It's all in my head, but you know, you always have that seeking suspicion
What?
that people. You ever have that seeking suspicion in a workplace that like the second you leave the room, people are talking about you? It's clearly
Who
not true,
cares?
and it's clearly in my head.
Why do you care?
But if you think about it, you're right. I don't care
Why?
at all.
Yo, literally, why would you care?
Yeah, you're right. I'm like, wait a minute. Why do I care? I don't.
The only thing I'd be worried about is if they're gonna fire you, which I don't think they will for just taking your normal lunch.
taking a thing that you do.
You do every single day.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you should get Meal Pal. It's real.
Yeah,
cool.
I should. You're right.
Even just like you can do it for like a month, and you can do like 12 meals, which is like 3 a week or something. So you don't even need to do it.
Have I
every
told
day.
you about my? Have you told you about my struggle for convenience and the downward spiral it has given
What
me?
is it?
I essentially every monthly subscription-based streaming service of any kind I am now a patron of. Like, I have Netflix, Hulu, Crunchyroll, YouTube Premium, Audible, Spotify.
Jesus, how much you pay for? How much you paying like a month?
Okay, let's break this down. Netflix is my dad, so I don't have to pay for that. Hulu, I have a combo deal with Hulu and Spotify where I pay, I think, $10 a month and I get Hulu and Spotify Premium. However, I'm thinking about canceling that because I got Crunchyroll, which now I have that, and most of the shit on Hulu has ads. So it's like, well,
What are you paying for?
if I can, yeah, I'm like, really, like if I have to watch commercials on Hulu, like anything that's possibly on Crunchyroll or Netflix, I'll watch it there. Like, so I'm like, why am I even doing this? Like, literally the only thing I've watched on Hulu that isn't now on Crunchyroll or Netflix is Drake and Josh, which is Drake and Josh worth $10 a month?
I mean, you can just watch it somewhere else. Like,
Yeah, I could find it.
yeah.
I could probably find the DVDs at like Book Off or
Yeah.
something. But yeah, so I'm thinking I'm probably gonna get rid of Hulu because I don't use it anymore. I can't wait to because my parents use it's like the reverse Netflix where my parents use my Hulu,
Yeah, like you each pay for one.
so that so they're at my mercy. So if I cancel it, they just lose their show, the progress on all their shows, and it's gonna be
Oh
hilarious
no.
when I get the call like, why can't I log into Hulu? Sorry, I'm not paying for it anymore.
Should probably tell them first.
But yeah, I am fully on the same platform as Digi with Crunchyroll, where it's like I know the best way to like Digi says the same thing. I know the best way to watch anime is to just download the whole show, but it's so easy to just go on Crunchyroll, click an episode, and click play. It's like you're watching a YouTube video, and you don't even have to worry about like buffering anything. It's the full episode.
Was this prompted
And
by the Kiss anime thing?
oh yeah, yeah. I didn't even tell that story. I'm banned from Kiss Anime.
I think they repealed it, but there's also like that's what a shit fest.
They probably, but even the thing that the fact that happened, I'd rather pay $6 a month. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Imagine being
Crunchyroll-
so entitled to like making money from piracy that you ban
Yeah.
people for using ad block. Like
yeah, like Crunchyroll, they go to Japan and they make business deals with actual Japanese media companies to get shows, and they provide the service. It is cheaper than most. It is like cheaper than the vast majority of like streaming services out there. It's only $6 a month, and it has pretty much every anime. Like it doesn't have Ava, but that's about it. Like it has everything else. Like if you can probably think of it like an anime, it's on here. Like it has everything, and you can just watch it. And I'm like I'd much rather pay $6 for that than get banned for using adblock on a site that steals other people's work and uploads it for money.
God, what a fucking the entitlement.
I still use Kiss Manga, but what are you gonna do? What you gonna do?
don't think it's even the
as
same people.
Jesse would say. I not be. Adblock works on Kiss Manga. Nothing happens, but
Yeah, they're
yeah. I don't know where else that lets you read manga where it's not by page, where you can just scroll endlessly. That's the only website I know that does that, so that's why I use Kiss Manga. Yeah. Crunchyroll's a good service. Like it's solid. Talking to you, Miles from Crunchyroll. You don't have an SEO guy?
a Miles from Crunchyroll. You don't have an SEO guy. That's what Miles sounds like now. I actually don't know.
Miles from Crunchyroll and Miles Luna from Rooster Teeth are now the same person in my vernacular.
Wait.
It is Miles Luna, the current showrunner of RWBY, that said to Digi, you don't have an SEO person. He drove Digi around LA. That's my canon in my head.
Wait, Miles Crunchyroll drove Digi around LA?
I think he was like showing him around LA or something. Wherever Crunchyroll Expo was. I don't think it was LA. It might have been some other California
That's very
city.
odd, considering Digi's blacklisted from the anime community for using the words kiss anime together.
I love this whole bit that he's just not like just r/anime. Like the people that run it just hate him for no. Oh my god!
It's,
like
I love also the idea that like you are not allowed to say kiss anime, even though you can just Google the word. Like you can Google any anime online free, or just like any anime stream and just find the site. But like you are not allowed to utter the name of like the most popular one because that is fucking illegal. That is promoting illegal streaming.
I will never for like you think that the fact that you think that the statement that Digibro is an extremely controversial figure is a joke, right? You think it is. Like you're like, how can Digibro be a controversial figure? Like he makes anime vlogs on YouTube. Like
Well, you have to consider like how many people on YouTube are just like flat out retarded. Like just go into any comment section.
I hate using that word, but you're right.
I don't.
It's just like. Okay, so I've been consuming 2 series at the same time that are the same thing. They are Digi versus Everyone, and I've been reading the book Ancient Gonzo Wisdom, which is people. Most of it is Hunter interviewers, like interviewing Hunter, or Hunter going to college, like panels, and it's the same thing.
Yeah, think about the people that Digi argues with on Digi versus Everyone. Those are the people who are like competent enough to make a Digi live stream and then call into it. Like, think about the people who just stay away from him, who are like
yeah,
so
no, they were
dumb.
talking about in the last one. They were talking about how there's an entire hate Digi Discord, like community that has like 100 people, and they refuse to call in because they want him to come to them. And he's like, I'm giving you a fucking show to go on and yell at me, and he's like, fuck you.
Oh God.
Yeah, so it is. Oh my God, just people are so dumb. Like you don't think about it, but like the fact that these people like some of these arguments of like, what are you saying?
Read his YouTube comments like once in a while.
It's. Oh my, like you don't think they're real.
He talked about like
you don't think they're real.
He talked about like the whole like where the like criticizing Digi video thing came from on his call into the Dick Show, and it was like because he had his name in the tags of his videos, you would autoplay into Digibro hate tribute AMV. From like a Digibro video. I should make Digibro hate tribute AMV. It's just like very sarcastic.
Make it like a Rocco.
10 reasons Digibro sucks. Number 1, he's gay.
Okay. And I'm gonna be 100% honest. For a little while now, I haven't been like too fond of the direction that Digi's like content's been taking, but I've finally grown into it. Like in the past couple of weeks, like I finally really gotten into this new Digi direction. So even me having that appointment where I'm like, oh, I'm kind of like disappointed, and like I'm kind of not disappointed. That's the wrong word. I'm kind of I'm not too interested in the direction Digi was taking, but I'm still, man. Me saying that, it's like it is practically praise compared to how stupid a lot of these people they come on. They're like I'm 14 and I don't have a girlfriend, so you're a bad channel. You know, I don't do drugs, so you're a bad channel. Like
this is a pretty that's a pretty common sentiment. Like,
are you retarded?
Yeah,
like,
it's like you may be disabled. like apart from being 14, like there may be.
I hate to say that, but like yeah, when you come in and say that, like you're so dumb.
Go to the doctor.
Like, can you not for a second realize that not every single person is a clone of you and has a different life than you?
Although at 14 you may just not realize that. Like,
and everyone's like, I wish you would go back to your old Digi. And he's like, do you mean me cooped up in my room, absolutely miserable, wanting to kill myself and having a terrible life? And they're essentially like, yeah, that's what I would want. And he's like, well, fuck you. I went out and made sure my life was better, and finally now I have a good life. And you're telling me you don't like me anymore because I have a good life?
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm like, yeah, like what's? I'm like, yeah, dude, like this is right. What's wrong with you?
This is a pretty common sentiment among and that's Digi
ridiculous.
Fans that are like, I'm happy for him, but I'm not a big fan of his content, which I think is a very reasonable stance, because
completely reasonable. That's essentially my stance. I'm not like I don't hate him because of his new life at all. I admire his new life, actually. I have no problem with it at all.
I'm very.
It's just that, like, I don't like the videos as much
him.
right now. Yeah, like I'm very happy for it. Like it's just like, maybe I'm not enjoying the videos as much right now. Now I am. I've grown on me, but like a couple weeks ago, yeah, maybe I'm not enjoying it. Like, you know what I mean? Like that. I feel like that's a rational way to say the same thing. It's just people are dumb.
I'll still like sift through it and find stuff that I really enjoy. Like
I was just watching it's not the last Gecko Estate, but have you watched the Everything is Devil Man?
No.
for a lot of it, I was in tears laughing because it's not just a straight vlog. He'll just cut to like him having a mental breakdown, screaming as like metal music plays, and it's hilarious.
I mean, I really liked the lecture that he gave, the hot goss one.
Oh, that was great.
The endless anime quizzes too was really good.
I gotta watch that. I really liked all of the Gecko State videos.
He's been releasing some good music. I'm able to find
Gecko
stuff
State
that I
has
really
made
like.
me turn around on him his new like identity. You know what I mean? I finally get it. Kind of. I'm like, oh yeah, this is. Great.
I watched a lot of Gecko State. Still not a big fan, but you know.
I feel like an idiot for not getting the title. Can someone explain it to me? Can someone just explain to me the bit? Because I look it up and I can't find anything. But he's like, I'm glad some of you get the title, and I'm like,
it's probably some old ass anime reference.
Yeah, what I was originally thinking it was like a parody of Owl Farm, where it's like a weird animal, and which is Hunter S. Thompson's manner.
That's probably
like,
exactly what it is.
That's what I was thinking, but like,
I'm pretty sure
like,
that's what it is.
Owl Farm Gecko Estate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not know that was a Hunter thing. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that is exactly what it is, and you're over.
It's interesting that Digi is essentially becoming Hunter.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it was weird. The second I made that realization, I put on a Digi video, and it starts with him saying, "I haven't read as much Hunter as Thompson as I need to," so I went out and bought all the books. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, I think it's because I've been reading at the same time. It's Hunter versus Everyone, the book. Like, it's just printed out Digi versus Everyone, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, I'm reading this, and my favorite part is when Hunter... this was actually referenced in a different interview, because they didn't have the full transcription, because Hunter was kicked out. This obnoxious, like, college girl came up and gave, like, this shitty comment, essentially, and he threw an ice cube at her from his drink, and he got kicked out and banned from this.
Oh...
He just took an ice cube out of his, like, whiskey and threw it out. But yeah, like, it's the same thing. It's just people that are so, like dumb and stupid.
Except,
just walk up and like, oh, and he's like.
Except Hunter writes everything, so I know that one's not written by him, but, like, everything Hunter writes is all written from his perspective, so he writes everyone probably a lot dumber than they actually are. But in Digiverse Everyone, it's literally him and someone else.
Yeah.
Like,
well, these are just raw transcriptions.
Yeah.
Like,
so it doesn't really apply to that book.
Yeah, but in general.
I'm just talking in general. Like, he writes people
right.
probably a lot dumber. Though I definitely believe that they are all dumb, very dumb. Just so gay. Just everything about it is gay.
Yeah, it's like, and then people like it's a little different because it's interviews around the country. It's like panels around the country, so not everyone sees every panel, but they'll come up and they'll. So in the 70s, there was like a comic, like it might have been later, maybe 80s or 90s. There was a comic strip. I don't remember what it's called, but it was like a comic strip in the newspaper where a caricature of Hunter was one of the main characters, and Hunter didn't like the way he was being portrayed because it was almost like a characterized version of it, and he was never asked about it or anything. So nothing he could do. So he's like, I understand, go ahead, use me, but it's not. I don't like it. Everyone comes up and asks, what do you think of this? And you can just see as the date progresses on the interviews, just his answer getting more and more like fed up. Like,
he just needs to take the Mega 64 approach and just. All right, next question.
It is finally it's reached the climax now where he's like where now his answer every time is I don't read comics. He's like, I wouldn't know, I don't read comics. Even though he clearly knows what he's talking about.
That's great.
But yeah, it's weird seeing the person that inspired Digi going through the same exact thing. But instead of shitty commenters, it's shitty mainstream journalists and shitty college students at a panel.
Just as dumb, probably. maybe even more dumb.
Hey Zach, how do I get into voice acting?
Yeah, like
Can I write like a fake Hunter interview songs? How did you get into voice acting?
just how do you get into journalism? Imagine asking Hunter S. Thompson how to get into journalism. I'm Hunter S. Thompson.
That's actually a good impression.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You remember that time Digi made a song about Hunter S. Thompson, and it was his best
Yeah,
song?
Freak Power. It's Freak Power is incredible. It is so good.
Really good.
I mean, I've come to the point where like everything on Gay and Dead is perfect to me now. Like it went from being like, oh, this was it the first time I listened to now it is every single song on it.
Yeah, it's a very good album.
Like I've listened to it so many times at this point where it's like, I think that's what, because right now I've listened to Ghost of Midwinter Ballers a couple of times and I don't really appreciate it. I think I just got to do the Gay and Death thing where I listen to it so many times that I know every single song like almost by heart.
I've listened to Ghost of Midwinter Ballers like way more than it took me to get into Gay and Dead, and I still don't like the album as a whole. There's just too many too many songs that are nothing.
I'm ready for it's not called Emotional Anime Raps 2, but it's he's rapping over the Dot Hack soundtrack or something.
Is it not Emotional Anime Raps 2?
It's like I think he announced the name of it in their Gecko Estate or Digiverse.
Oh, okay.
It's like it was like something like I don't remember, but that actually, this all this Digitalk brings me into another point that I wanted to make, and I think I kind of expressed this to you, is my my phases of consuming and liking things. Like now I like creators and like creator groups more than I do individual content pieces itself, if that makes sense. I think I talked to you about this already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I articulate that properly?
No, I know. I mean, I know what you mean. I don't know if the listeners know what you mean, or you in the future.
Yeah. Let me sort of explain it. Like, for most of my life, I mean, obviously I was always some of both, and I'm still some of both. But like for most of my life, I liked things, and this was especially apparent during my Tumblr core phase. I wasn't a fan of Russell T Davies or Stephen Moffat. I was a fan of Doctor Who. I wasn't a fan of, I don't know who. I guess what's the original author of Sherlock? Sherlock Holmes.
Wait, it's William Shakespeare.
I wasn't a fan of Shonen Jump. I was a fan of Nard. You know what I mean? That was like most of my early life, like most of my early media consuming. I just processed through that. But
actually, it wasn't a famous author. It was what's her name? It was Emily.
What's his name?
Emily. What's her name? Wait.
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt. No, wait.
It's Arthur Conan Doyle.
Fuck. What did Emily? What's her name? Right.
Emily what? Emily Dickinson.
What'd she write?
Is that a person?
I think so.
She was a poet, right?
She wrote something. That was like the same time frame.
Yeah, it was the same time era, but she wrote poetry.
No.
She was an 1800s NEET. She stayed in her room in her father's manor in rural America and wrote poetry. She was an 1800 U.S. NEET. Hikikomori. Emily Dickinson was a hikikomori.
I mean, yes.
Anyway, so it used to be like I liked particular things, and I still love particular things. Like I still love Gurren Lagann, I still love A Song of Ice and Fire, I still love One Piece. Those are particular things. But I'd say in my day-to-day life, the content I get most excited to consume isn't a continuation of those things. It's content from a specific, like a group of creators, or like loosely related creators. Like everything's loosely related to some point, but I guess the best way to describe it is the procrastinators. Like, every creator and every person involved in the procrastinators directly has their own individual careers, and then they have their group content. I'm invested in all of their own individual careers and the group content. But then it goes even farther than that. And to where you get invested in people that the procrastinators know that also create stuff. Like, it just spreads out, and it just eventually goes farther and farther out, to the point where I'm friends with Digibro's brother's girlfriend on Facebook, and we like each other's stuff.
It was so tangential a relationship.
It's weird because I feel like I have too many different identities on the internet, but that's the reason why I'm trying to kind of spread Essek more and trying to like replace as much things as possible with Essek, because I feel like I'm known by too many different identities to the internet, where everyone in the PCP and related, I believe they'll probably know, like, they've seen my stuff and they'll remember the stuff, but they won't know who I am because I have too many different online
probably
identities.
Like a bunch of them remember who you are, but all under different names.
Yeah. Like, it's weird because like I've had Twitter combos with Nate before I met him at Arm Retrieval Con, but he wouldn't know who I am because that was under Joshua and 45. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. But what's it called? Recently, I've gone too deep into a super offshoot, because now it's not even remotely connected, because it was the girlfriend of a PCP member. They broke up, and now she has had no connection to the PCP.
Okay.
But I somehow have ended up deep in the deep end of this small, like, 20-something person community.
The fan base is a lot. A lot of it is shared, because it was...
Because, yeah, that's how people discovered... It's Chainsaw Jack. That's how people discovered her, through
basically,
the
the college fund had a bit of a split, and now they have 2 Christmases.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, that's the best way to describe it. It's like every time I consume one of their content, I feel kind of guilty, because I'm like, oh.
But you still get you're gonna get double the amount of presents.
It's like
your fault.
When I'm at Dad's house, I still read the comics, I still watch the videos, but it's like oh, I kind of feel guilty. Like, am I kind of betraying Mom by being here? And then when I'm at Mom's house, I'm like, oh, am I betraying Dad by being here, watching her burn Dad's clothes in a bonfire? like I feel a little guilty here. But you know what? No, I'm allowed to be, like, it's dumb to stop, like, being a fan of one of them because they had a break. You know what I mean? So I'm a fan of both. Like, I'm sorry. That's just who I am. Apologies to both parties involved. But yeah, you know you're in too deep. And here's an anecdote. I was going to tell you it before, but I might as well tell it now. You know you're in too deep when you tune into a stream. There's about 20 people in there. You're like 10 minutes late. You tune into a stream, and it is Chainsaw Jack screaming, crushing monster cans with a textbook, with classical music playing. And it was sort of a bit, sort of not, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
where it's like,
I watched part of the bonfire stream.
Well, this wasn't the bomb. This was today, but it was bitted as performance art, which means already it's a bit, but it's still real, and you're still kind of like, okay, this is a little awkward. But yeah, it's also weird. Then this is a really weird feeling, being referred to as your username, and I feel like the PCP people are used to this. Like, by now, like no one.
I'm surprised.
I'm surprised most of the PC people by real name.
It's kind of weird that you're not used to it, because at this point, my username is just my name. Like, I've had it for at least, I think it's been 15 years now.
I think Essek Clapton is too new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I made it like a year ago. Like it's too new for me to be used to it. But it's weird that now I'm in I'm like pretty regular on these streams. Like, not in them, in the chat, and it's like I get called Essick Clapton or Essick, and I'm still not used to it. It's still like, that's not my name. Like,
My name's Josh.
But no one. Why would anyone know my name? like I don't publicize it. But it's interesting. It's an interesting community, because half the time I'm like, oh, these are really nice people, and half the time I'm like, why am I here? I gotta leave.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you should come on over to where the Lexa Bros and the Lexa Hoes, because her antidepressant medication is called Lexapro.
I think she's switching off.
So yeah. But yeah, so come, Zach. You should become a Lexa Bro. You should come join.
I hung out there for.
Not really. There's not really an official way to join. You just kind of.
I hung out there like
anything.
a lot of the bonfire stream. Yesterday. I think it was yesterday. But
I think I missed the bonfire stream. I had to watch it. I had to watch it
the VOD.
and it was the parent split syndrome when I'm watching her burn the other party's clothes, and I'm like, oh no, should I be here?
Interesting stream.
Yeah. I don't think Ben Saint gives a fuck though. I don't think he'll care if any of his fans watch the other stream.
Honestly, I do not think he cares.
Yeah. But yeah, that's essentially the thing. It's weird how I've just sort of like I guess going back to the main point of this, I've sort of fallen into the deep end on a tertiary, not even connected person like thing, because I'm so invested in every member of the PCP and their narratives. You know what I mean? And their content. That's the core of it. It's because I've become so hard invested in groups now, rather than like individual pieces of content, that it's not like, oh, I'm a Gurren Lagann fan. It's different, because Gurren Lagann's a thing, and you can consume it all, and there's nothing else. Well, if you're a fan of the PCP, it's very broad.
You're consuming for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's like you get every member, everyone they know, and then when they break off from the people that they know, you go on these multiple web paths.
You're following them too. Have fun.
Yeah, like right, like.
I wonder if there's anything
make many YouTube
that I
videos.
started from like PCP that I still follow that has nothing to do with them anymore. Yeah,
you're right. I mean, I guess for me it's Jackie, because she has nothing to do with them anymore. But and then even Nate's girlfriend Michelle, who isn't really as publicized, she's still in there in the deep end of the PCP, but it's still like her social media posts are hilarious.
She's just really
you wouldn't
funny.
expect that. It's just like yeah. So yeah, if hopefully they don't, but if they end up separating, like I'll still follow her shit.
All right, this is getting weird. We gotta end this off.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, PCP. I'm too invested. I'm sorry. I'm friends with Digi's brother's girlfriend.
That's the weirdest part.
I was friends with his mom for a while.
Did you unfriend her? She unfriend you?
I think she followed me on Twitter, like, without me knowing, and then I unfollowed her and realized she, like, followed me for a little while, and then she unfollowed me. Digi's mom.
That's weird.
So, oh no, she followed me after Armor Shaver Con.
Why?
Because she must have been like, oh, look at all Digi's friends, and then thought everyone there was like what she knows as what I'm guessing.
She followed me.
She saw us and it's like, oh, look at Digi's friends, and then followed everyone thinking they're the PCP that Digi talks about. So I ended up getting followed in that, but
collateral damage. All right.
Yeah. Collateral damage. Anyway, let's switch topics because this is getting weird. It's like the more I talk about it out loud, the more it's weird that I'm obsessed with it.
All right, hold on. I gotta go to the bathroom. You change the topic. All right, have fun.
Okay, so now that Zach's gone, I have to talk about some important plans coming up. Okay, you know how you kick people from Stream of Fans group, you kick people from groups that don't necessarily belong here anymore, and I'm thinking the vlog, Fine Liquor Brothers Media Conglomerate, is getting ready for some change. I think he doesn't know yet, but I think we're going to have to kick Zach from the vlog crew. It's just too much going on with the whole AV surveillance. Like, he just didn't really handle it well, and I didn't think he was there for me. So I just felt a little betrayed when Zach was hiring AB Surveillance Solution to come survey on me, if that makes sense. So I'm thinking that's really the best decision for this group, is that I'm thinking we'll bring Chimeco in more a little bit, maybe make him the host. But yeah, it's just I hate to have to do it. But
hey, so what's our new topic?
Hey, Zach, glad you're back.
What's up? What's our new topic?
Should I tell him, guys?
Tell me what? You're gonna tell me the new topic, right?
We need to
what?
talk. You were a founding member of the
I was
Fine Brothers Media,
because I am a fine-looking brother. Even though wait, well, not no.
You could
Sure.
say that. Sure. So it's been great, and I've enjoyed working with you, but I think in the wake of everything that's been happening recently, I just found I just got a little I was a little hurt when you brought in when you allowed access, you paved the way for a surveyor company to come in and survey us.
I did no such thing.
I was really a little hurt by that. I felt like it was a betrayal of our group, a betrayal of our trust, and I hate to do this. We all voted, and
no.
I'm sorry. I think we're gonna have to let you go from the Fine Looking Brothers. I was saying we'd love to have you on as guests sometimes, but I think we're gonna start giving the spotlight more to some of, like, we're trying to get more politically minded here. Maybe we'll have Juliet on more as a regular host.
God damn it!